Yun! Nice.
Parang ano
Ang ganda naman ng Hepating Studio. Yes, kamusta?
Thank you. Parang tagal natin hindi nagkita.
Oo nga eh, no?
Parang nung Sabado lang, no?
Friday, magkasama din tayo.
Nag-golf tayo
Sunday na
parehas.
tayo hindi nakita. Okay, hi.
Upo ka na. Kamusta naman ang ating anniversary reunion last Saturday?
Saturday? Masaya.
Parang inumaga na kayo eh.
Oo nga eh, no? Siyempre, minsan-minsan lang magkita-kita lahat eh, no?
Oo.
Pero ang ganda ng ginawa ng UP Entomological Society with regards to our alumni homecoming. 70th anniversary talagang.
Talaga, bravo.
Well-prepared, well-organized.
Organized.
Yeah, so, very good.
Very good, no? Kita na tayo na Amy, no?
Oo, di ba?
Parang flashback.
Flashback, di ba? Parang mga 15 years ago, nag-meet up tayo for some, actually still involves the pest control industry.
Both of us.
So, ganun na tayo katagal.
Hindi nyo masyado.
So ako lang pala talaga.
Mas matagal. Pero
okay.
Si Amy nasa ngayon, pest control industry ulit. Because kasi dati hindi. Tapos yung nag-uusap-usap tayo na yung last time. Ito na yun.
Basically, di ba parang we want to parang put up we wanted to put up an academy, kumbaga,
yes,
in which yung mga service technicians na gusto mag-work locally or abroad can have a formal training.
Yes, from the entomologists here. Galing sa UPL.
And in a way, although parang nangyayari naman na din siya ngayon, di ba? So parang yung mga vision na yun,
nagkakataon. Diba? So, nandito na kami.
And we're involved there also.
Yes, so nakapag-put up na rin with Hepatic Chemicals, and we have the partner HB Training Consultancy Services. So, the consultant services, yun yung bibigay ng mga trainings. Actually, we have clients na din with abroad. Ngayon.
Galing, di
Diba?
ba? So, pagdating naman sa services,
nandun naman dito si Radex Pest Management.
Yes.
Pero from the start ba talaga, when you were young pa, naisip mo talaga ba na mag-entomologist?
Okay. Marami akong gusto ng bata ako. No? So, it's very diverse. No? I wanted to be a politician. Mukha ba? I wanted to be a broadcast journalist.
Journalist, yes.
Tapos,
ang alam ko, radio jock before.
Yes. May konting stint tayo dyan. Tapos, I wanted to be an actor din. I wanted to be an
Choco
actor.
Martin.
Choco Martin, yeah. Tawag dito. Tapos, I also wanted, kumaga, diverse yun. Umabot din sa punto na gusto kong maging pilot. So, ang dami. No? Pero there are certain interests sa akin ng bata ko, which includes planets, the universe, no? Dinosaurs. Siguro may mga bata.
Talaga.
Cars and airplanes.
Yes.
Fascination ko yon. And one of my fascinations ng bata ko was insects. Pero hindi ko imagine na mag-aaral ako ng insects. I was just fascinated with them. Pero yung magiging entomologist talaga from right off the bat, hindi. So, bakit entomology? Kasi, basically, kahit sabi nila nun, ito pinakamahirap na major, and you have to be, sabi nga ni Dr. Colting, if I'm not mistaken, sa isang group chat natin sa Entom, so you have to be crazy to take up entomology. Pero siguro, at least I have the fascination with regards to insects. So parang, I think, mas madali ko siyang madedevelop. Di ba? Na magustuhan ko siya. And hindi rin naman pest control yung naiisip ko ng mga
yes,
di ba?
Kasi wala pa
hindi yun ang una. Ngayon, ganun na. Pero nung time namin, or baka nung time nyo rin?
Kahit yung time ko, hindi pa masyado. Kasi pag in-interview ka for consultations, pag business entomology, ang pinag-uusapan is more on apiculture.
Apiculture, sericulture.
Yeah, sericulture. Yeah, pero pest control, hindi pa masyado.
Hindi pa masyado, yes. So hindi pa rin yun yung pinaka-direction. Pero yun, ang galing kasi eventually it all led to that.
Yes.
The first job, well, I specialize in teaching.
Yun nakalam ko kasi yung manuscript mo talaga
education.
Is practicum ka sa teaching.
Practicum ako, oo.
Tapos pag napunta ka ng pest control.
So, pagka-graduate ko kasi, Dr. Kadapan was my advisor.
Okay.
So, alam mo naman si Dr. Kadapan yun, entrepreneur talaga yun. So, I think kasama siya sa nag-i-instill sa akin ng
siya, kaya talagang nag-sign up ako for business entomology na talaga yung
Dr. Kadapan. He was putting up schools, di ba? May mga schools siya.
Kaya pala sa teaching yung manuscript.
So, then after ko matapos lahat, I have to wait. Kasi di ba may board ang
yes.
So, ilang months pa bago mag-board. And I had an offer from a company based in Alabang to work for them. Hindi pa. Pero medyo malaki na siya ng time na yon.
Pero nung time na hindi pa siya multinational.
Hindi. Lumipat ako dun sa multinational after.
Lumipat ka. Pero yung
unang-una talaga, it's a local company na emerging talaga at that time. And a day after ko umalis sa Los Baños, the following day, start na agad ako doon.
Tapos as a field biologist na yun.
Parang gano'n ang aking technical and so. Yes. So, ang ano yan is, I never, kumbaga, after LB, diretso work. Sabi ko naman kasi sa sarili ko, hihintay pa ako ng board eh. So, bakit muna ako? Di ba? Ayun. So, well, after that yun, I got pirated by another company. Yung local franchise from the US na company. And from there, doon na, yun na. Dire-diretso. I never got out of 2005. I wanted to pursue yung talagang gusto ko, which was broadcasting, and journalism. And then after that, while I was applying for that, my uncle eventually convinced me na sayang yung experience mo, sayang yung field mo naman na pinag-aralan. So why not make a small business out of it?
Kaya kayo nag-start ng tatlo?
Ng Radex, yeah. Well, it was me and my uncle and his wife. So,
kaya ang alam ko tatlo
kami yung una nag-start ng Radex, which was supposed to be parang kumbaga a small business that would do projects while they're doing their work and while I'm doing my studies again.
So they finance yung Radex.
So they finance.
To put up the Radex company.
So yun yung naging arrangement namin. So that's how it started in 2005.
2005.
Which eventually, nung lumalaki yung load, hindi na ako makapag-aral ulit. And then, syempre, you were thinking, that's your own company naman na rin. So, mas nagiging motivated ka rin. So, basically,
para ituloy na yun.
Tuloy na. So, yan. 20 years after, which is exactly this year, sa April 20
Do you think it's an advantage or it's an edge for the pest control industry na yung company mo has the entomologist? Ikaw na mismo.
Well, I always say, being an entomologist is
pest control
in the urban pest control industry. Parang nag-business ka or mag-hire ka, it's always an advantage to have an entomologist, but it's not a requirement.
Yes,
diba? It's not a requirement. Kasi if you have people who are willing to learn, willing to ask the right questions, and willing to change kung ano yung alam nila before na kailangan i-unlearn. Alam mo, you can still be good at it. And ang dami naman natin dito mga successful pest control companies na hindi naman entomology ang background.
Yes, madami din talaga.
Pero para meron din namang entomologists, I believe, na nag-set up ng business pero hindi naman din tumagal or naging successful. So, it's an advantage. It's up to us how we're going to use it. But it's not necessarily a requirement. So, kumbaga, since I'm not really a marketing person, I'm not a salesperson.
Ito yung bala mo eh.
So ako kasi parang kausap ko na, Mama, sir, hindi po ako hindi ako here to para ibenta talaga, i-push sa inyo to. I-explain ko sa inyo, sabihin ko sa inyo.
As well.
It's up to you how to decide, no? And then basically it's the credibility working for you. Now, since you're an entomologist and you know what you're talking about, that would help, no? Tapos pagdating naman sa pagte-train ng mga tao or dun sa no? Like for example, dun sa PFP MOA, di ba, we have this continuing education activity in which
PFP MOA is the Philippine Federation of Pest Management Operators Association. So
it's a nationwide organization of pest control associations. No, so we conduct trainings for service technicians, for example. And bakit ang requisite natin, di ba? Ang requirement is mga entomologists. But not just entomologists.
Sa team ng
yung team natin. You became part of it at some point, di ba? Kailangan entomologists na nagtrabaho sa urban pest control industry. Kasi by getting them as speakers, alam nila yung technical.
Alam nila din yung flow ng work.
Yes, lalo na sa field. Importante, ano yung nangyayari sa field. Kasi kahit anong ituro natin sa mga technicians na pang-estudyante, na pang-university o pang-school, hindi sila makaka-relate, hindi nila mako-connect, hindi rin nila magagamit.
Hindi niya magagamit.
Pero ang objective natin is to be able to lay it down to them na alam nila, entomologists yung nagsasalita. We know what we're talking about. And at the same time, we know how, di ba?
And
we
that's
know
what.
Thing,
with PFP MOA.
Yes.
Kasi nga, not everyone has entomology. Na entomologists dun sa team
nila. So, kahit wala kang entomologist sa company mo,
yes, you are trained.
Nakaka-connect ka.
Diba? The technicians, the supervisors, they are trained. No?
Yeah.
So, all over the Philippines, entomologists. Pero nakakagulat last Saturday, ang resident members, 48 daw.
48, oo.
So, abang-abang ang mga pest control industry ngayon. Maganda yan kasi mas madami silang possible na ma-hair.
Nare-realize na rin, unti-unti nang nare-realize because yun nga, kaya nga tayo magkakaroon ng Entomology Congress very soon is because we want to promote the science of entomology. It's a field that hindi pa na-explore ng mabuti or na-take advantage ng mabuti.
Yes, pati public health.
In terms of career, in terms of business, so ang daming opportunities. So yun,
so at least yung mga students din, magkaroon sila ng idea, ano pa ba yung what in store for them after graduation. Hindi lang for agriculture, hindi lang sa farming, but also in other sectors. So I have here some questions, no? Parang medyo tricky questions.
Okay.
This is the common questions ng mga end users actually.
Okay.
Na related to urban pest control.
Sige.
So para
tingnan natin kung alam natin.
Kaya natin masagot. So parang fast talk lang to.
Medium talk.
Medium talk. Okay. Una, nabubuhay ba ang ipis pag natanggalan ng ulo?
Oh, that's true. So yun, kasi, well, always think, no, ang ipis ay hindi katulad ng mga tao at mga mammals. No? They have a different setup. No? And, para huminga tayo kasing tao, di ba, mga hayop.
Sa head din
Sa head tayo, di ba? So, kailangan natin, para makahinga tayo, kailangan natin yung ating ilong na nasa ulo natin. No? And for insects, ang paghinga nila is through spiracles.
Which is on the side.
Nasa side ng body nila. So, pag pinutol mo yung ulo nila,
they can still breathe.
Yes, they can still breathe because their spiracles are still working. And pag pinutol mo yung ulo nila, no, nagka-clot yung pinagputulan mo eh. Nagko-close yun, kaya hindi sila nagbe-bleed out. Di ba? So, tanggalin mo yung ulo, that head can actually live for hours or days pa.
Pero not more than a week, I think.
May conditions na pwedeng gawin. Pero ba't ang bubuhayan ng ulo na gano'n, di ba? Pero, ganun kagaling. And then, the body can live for weeks. And as long as hindi siya na-expose, for example, sa conditions na masama sa kanya. Pero
gagalaw pa rin siya.
Magre-react pa rin siya kasi yung mga simple reactions ng katawan ng insekto doesn't need the brain.
And yung major kasi yun ng organs na intact pa dun sa loob ng body.
So since nawala lang talaga yung ulo, but the body is still there, bakit lang namamatay eventually? Kasi hindi naman nakakakain. Hindi naman nakakainom.
Yun din yung niya for
so once naubos na yung energy niya na galing sa mga huling kinain niya at nag-dry up siya bigla na dahil wala siyang water, that's the only time it dies. Or otherwise, it lives.
Okay.
Diba? So, totoo yan. Ganun kagaling yung mga ipis, kaya mahirap kalaban ang ipis.
Okay. So, next question. Is using DIY product with boric acid contents safe to use against ants and cockroaches? Because there are videos right now, no? Yung mga liquid na insecticide na DIY. I mean, it's over the counter, no? Na liquid na for the cockroaches, for the ants. Is it safe to use?
Well, boric acid generally, hindi ko siya pwede sabihin hindi siya harmful Kasi pag na-expose ka naman diyan ng walang control ng madaming beses, no, it could lead to discomforts, no? Masakit ulo, nilalagnat ka. Minsan naabot sa point na nag-ano ka, parang nag-twitch ka, or minsan pwede ka makoma, no? And then eventually you can die. Overexposure. So what is it trying to say? No, ang gusto niya sabihin is that though boric acid per se is safe to use properly. Safe to use properly. And you have to apply it para hindi na-expose yung mga lalo na kung may bata
babies,
may mga pets,
and elderly.
Kasi ang nangyayari, may boric acid
hindi kasi uso trending
di ba? Pero dumaan yung pet mo, yung bata, hindi mo nakita, nahawakan, sinubo.
And especially kung kung ants, kasi crawling siya.
So madadala-dala siya. So, still the best is to use it properly as much as possible professionally. Di ba? At sa tamang mga areas ng lugar. Dapat alam mo. So, mamaya, ang bottom line would be Yes.
For emergency use, I think.
Yes. Oo. Yung kumbaga, hindi pang matagalan.
Hindi siya sustainable solution.
Hindi siya sustainable. So, tsaka if you've, meron niyang ang parati ko example with regards to boric acid, if I'm not mistaken, there was a time decades ago that nagkaroon ng incident na yung mga milk powder na pang baby.
Yeah.
Na may parang may nahalo. May nahalong borax. I don't know if it's intentionally or unintentionally. Yeah. And that caused a lot of problems
borax,
to the babies.
Borates, other forms of boric acid.
So again,
and I think hindi pa rin siya kasama for nakasama siya dun sa mga list ng tinanggal. Under dun sa mga license.
Inserted amounts talaga.
So dapat talaga din, if you're going to use yung mga DIY products or yung mga over-the-counter,
make sure registered.
Make sure you registered and you look for the FDA number, HSR number.
Yes.
Because there are approved naman talaga ng FDA for consumer. And then, yun yung mga I think that's, sinasabi ko nga sa mga clients, yun yung mga emergency use mo. But it's a sustainable solution. If you want a sustainable solution, get experts.
Kasi yung mga kalaban nating cockroaches and ants, may mga biology and behavior na kailangan matutunan natin para malaman din natin paano sila, di ba?
Kung paano natin siya mamamanage all year round. Yes. How to verify if the termiticide, yung mga anti-anay products natin, is cancerous. Or non-cancerous. So,
hindi siya nilalagay sa label.
Wala siya sa label.
You can research, no? May mga lists ng EPA, ng FAO, ng mga chemicals, and then may parang categories yan if carcinogenic or not. No? May isang familiar tayo na non-repellent termiticide. Ang nakalagay naman doon, hindi naman sinabing carcinogenic siya.
Yes.
Ang nakalagay doon, possible. No, possible carcinogen. Usually, yung mga ganyan, either nakitaan ng possibility sa test animals, pero wala sa tao. Okay? So, meron naman nakalagay not likely. Di ba? Yung mga parang ganung mga terms. No? So, it just means na wala pang established na studies on animals. So, hindi, I think, iniiwasan na nga nila sabihin na it's never going to be carcinogenic. Because through time, through studies, through evolution and everything, it could happen. Di ba?
Yes.
So, sa akin, it's not really about, kasi, kunyari, itong chemical na ito is non-carcinogenic, apparently. So, very good product.
How are you going to use it naman?
Yes. Ano doon? Well, hindi nga siya carcinogenic, pero hindi mo pa rin siya ginamit ng tama.
Pwede ka pa rin mag-effect sa katawan mo.
Organ disorders. No, sa kidney, sa liver. So, hindi ka nga nagka-cancer. So, it still boils down to properly using your pesticides according to label, no, and professionally.
Yes. Also, ask your professional na yung mga expert natin na pest controllers.
Hindi pag sinabing non-carcinogenic, pwede na. Okay na.
Oo, kasi
may factor siya, pero it's not just, hindi yan yung decision-making factor lang.
Aside from that, usually the termiticide naman ginagamit below the ground. And if it's supplied, na properly.
At saka there's also a reason why.
Wala siyang contact
Pagka
mas exposed
pag ina-apply mo siya, yan. At saka pag ina-apply mo siya above ground, no? Pag ina-apply mo siya above ground, may mga formulations. Kaya may formulations.
Yes.
No? So, para pag ginamit mo siya sa soil, ganito. Pag ginamit mo siya above ground, ganito. No? And,
so, mas nililimit yung exposure. Kasi mas naman yung exposure level, di ba? Ng chemical natin.
The pesticides are most toxic at its concentrate level, concentrate state.
Pero pag mixed
once na dinilute mo na siya and everything, it all goes down.
Even coffee, toxic siya di ba?
Exactly, yun yung gusto ko sabihin. Bakit iiwasan niyo yung sinabing possible or likely, carcinogenic, as gagamitin yung not likely, we are consuming a lot of products. We are ingesting, we are contacting a lot of products that are carcinogenic. Diba? So, it's really a matter of use. At saka, yun nga, do not overexpose yourselves. Diba? So, ganun din. Same thing with food. Diba? Masarap Masarap kainin, diba? So, huwag lang tayo sobra-sobra. That's always in moderation.
Tamang, not excessive, tamang paggamit. So, ayun.
So,
safe na paggamit.
That's my take on that. I mean, kung gusto nyo malaman, meron talagang references. Pero, if you're saying, I will base my decision if it is based on its carcinogenic, kung carcinogenic siya o hindi.
O hindi?
Hindi siya, doon ka pa din sa pinaka-effective na makikita.
Effective na. Tsaka
to address the pest concern that you have.
Yes, kasi iba't ibang area, iba't ibang site, iba't iba naman din yung approach or strategies to apply no, yung chemical. So, you trust the experts.
Yes.
Why get the experts and when get the experts?
Well, ideally, you get the experts all the time that you have a pest concern. No? Again, the advantages of getting the experts would be, number one, they would be using the proper pesticide for your corresponding problem, pest concern. Kasi, kunyari, ipis lang. May American, may German cockroach, di ba? Yung malaking ipis, may maliit na ipis. I always, hindi kasi siya pareho ng treatment.
Yes.
Okay, so hindi siya pareho ng treatment. So, the experts would know. Kaya nga pag, kunyari,
may different chemicals for that.
For them, di ba? At saka, iba ang source.
Oo.
Iba ang harborage.
Iba,
di ba? So, kaya minsan pinagtatawanan ako ng kliyente, meron kaming ipis. Ang susunod kong tanong, ano po, malaki o maliit? Yun nila kami, malaki o maliit. No? Ay, meron kaming dagay. Ano po, malaki, maliit. Kasi the rats and the mice are also two different. They also have may different treatment procedures din sila to be addressed. So your experts would know that. Basically, tayo na hindi magkukuha na experts would always assume na pare-pareho yan eh. Di ba? So, that is, kaya sa akin, technically, it's always wise to get expert services. No? The only times that you do DIY is kung very very small scale pa yung problem. No, parang konti pa lang, maliit pa lang. Mapapansin mo naman yan eh kasi pag in-apply mo yun tapos meron ulit.
Meron ulit yun.
Pag meron ulit, huwag mo na ulitin yung huwag mo na ulitin, di ba? Oo. Huwag mo na ulitin, no? Pero if we are able, we get the experts right away.
Actually, I really wonder, paano mo pa naman manage yung tayo mo? No? So, ang dami mo nang papeli ngayon sa buhay. I've seen you everywhere. Everywhere ka na, So, as a managing director of pest management, Radex Pest Management, also the vice president na yun ng Philippine Association of Entomologists. Next na yan, presidency na.
Automatic no?
You're also part of the PFP MOA, continuing studies.
Yeah, I had the PFP MOA continuing education.
And also, may mga TV guestings ka pa. And also, for the GMA Public Affairs, I think you're the regular resource person for entomology. One ba? Ay, nga pala.
Mas madalas lang.
Ano ba yung
mas madalas lang. Di ba? One of the resource persons or entomologists. Or mas madalas lang.
You also play basketball. I seen your Facebook, with the team of Radex and also the other pest control companies. And, ngayon, nagkikita-kita tayo lagi for gold. And a family man. So, how do you balance yung time management?
Sa akin kasi what would be, what's important is, I love what I do. So, if you have passion to do what you're doing, hindi siya madali eh. Paano mong magandang term doon? Mahahanapan mo siya ng time. Mahahanapan mo siya ng time. And I love spending time with my kids. And kaya malaking, I have to find time for it.
Actually, I really admire you. Kasi nakikita ko talaga kahit way before pa, kahit hindi ka naman nagpo-post sa social media. No, nakikita ko talaga you spend time with them. Tapos minsan kasama pa sila sa off-site work mo. Yung pag may inspection ka, may audit facility ka somewhere like north.
Yung si Susie, yung aking wife talaga is, the partnership, the understanding na meron kami with regards to our family and our business. Kailangan talaga yun para mag-work siya.
Yung mga anak mo, exposed din sa business mo. Do you see one of your kids now will take over your business here in Urban Pest Control?
Okay, I will always go back to what I advise to a lot of pest control companies na may mga anak na sila I would always think, unless your kid really walang pilitan really wants to get involved in your business right away, give them the leeway to go out. to experience
life,
life, work,
the industry,
or business outside of yours. Kasi whatever happens, they're part of your business. Kasi anak mo sila di ba? Pero yung to involve them, if they're not yet ready, do not push them.
Actually, may mga few lucky lang din talaga.
Yes.
Because there are really stories na din na wala na magtutuloy na
Wala na magtutuloy, di ba?
It's a sad thing. Oo.
So, pero, kasi ganito yan. So, based on many years of experience, nakikita ko kasi parang eventually that your kid or your child once na expose na sa labas, once na nakita na nila yung nakapag-work na sila sa labas, na experience na nila yung challenges and difficulties outside. If they want to stick to outside of the pest control, then we should still be happy for them.
Kung ipagkait yung experience niya outside.
Yes, be open to that. Let them, actually sa akin, let them experience outside. Kasi mas ma-appreciate nila yung business nila, lalo kung maganda yung takbo nyo or happy kayo sa business niyo. Mas ma-appreciate nila, ba't happy si daddy at saka si mommy sa business nila?
Yes, and the lifestyle na-experience nila diba?
So I think that's my take on that.
Now you are so busy. You're everywhere with PAE, with PFP mo, continuous studies. Pero you still find time, na makatulong sa iba pang pest control. I've seen some of your posts that you conduct pest awareness for other pest control businesses.
So
why do you do that?
Well, some of them naman talaga, they get me to do that. Minsan may compensation, minsan wala. Pero minsan mas doon ako nakakatulong sa ang daming may alam ng number ko, ang daming ay alam ng messenger ko, tapos meron silang question na magtatanong sila. Minsan, insect identification,
simple
or minsan ito yung problem namin sa client, ano po yung pwede namin gawin.
Yes.
So once, people who know me, hindi ako mabilis sumagot. Kasi napa-flood ako. Tapos pag nagdadrive ako, nasa meeting ako.
Yes, mahirap talaga sumagot.
Pero once I get to it, and then I have time, I get to answer them.
And you accommodate everyone.
I try to accommodate as many.
You're a people person talaga
So, pag natamula kita, sorry. That can happen. Or pag hindi ko na maalam, I will refer you to someone, or I will tell you outright. Pero, gusto ko yun, kasi ang nangyayari, minsan pag natulungan mo na sila, big or small way, pag natulungan mo na sila, they would thank you, and then parang sasabihin, sobrang appreciate nila. Kasi ang sa akin lang, ang bottom line kasi is that I want
them to help talaga.
Everybody na possible na pwede nating ma-reach out to be professional.
Sa industry.
You know why?
And that's one of the goals talaga ni PFP mo.
And the organizations that we're in, we want them to be professional. Kasi if we are all professionals, if we act, think like professionals, that will rub off to our image as an industry.
Yes.
Kasi
yung Philippine pest
unfortunately, may pest control lang yan.
Yes.
Di ba? Eventually, I want to move on from that. Dapat hindi pest control lang yan.
Meron pa rin ganun eh.
Yes, there are.
Marami naman tayo.
Yes, marami tayo na.
And all the technicals na nandito na sa industry.
Marami tayo na doing good. But we still lack. Alam mo kung paano mo malalaman na we're still undermined? Presyuhan.
Yes.
Di ba?
Presyo talaga.
Presyuhan. Kung pag ang sabay yung may nagpo-post sa Facebook na magkano yung termite control, di ba? So, tapos kinakagat ng madami. So, pag ganun lang pala ang pest control eh. Di ba? So,
hindi siya professional.
If we help others to think and act like professionals, have the capability to understand much deeper level yung ating mga ginagawa, that would be good for the whole industry, the image of the whole industry. And then number 2, I want to give back.
Yes.
Pay it forward may tawag dyan. Kasi when I was starting, of course, entomologist ako. Pero I did not
all have access.
Yes.
To the knowledge na kailangan, technicalities.
A lot of people helped me. A lot of people trained me. I can name names, pero hindi ko na siya i-name ngayon. Pero they know who they are. Hindi din naabot ng ganito yung aking business and yung aking alam without them. So, if they help me, I have to help others also. So, basta kaya ko, basta nakita ko, basta may time, basta alam ko kung paano, I will help.
Last na, what is your wish for the Philippine urban pest control industry?
Oh, okay. Unity. Unity. It would be great for the industry if we are united. United pagdating sa mga trainings, united pagdating sa regulation, no? United pagdating sa mga pricings, no? Na hindi natin iniisip kanya-kanya. Iniisip natin we are every move that we have has an impact on the industry. And it doesn't mean that if we're doing good now, pero pag nasira yung industry natin, kahit gaano kagandang pwesto mo, it can have an effect on you later on. So unity, we have to be united we have to be united in dealing with all the matters and issues that we are facing as urban pest control operators and professionals.
Yes.
We can achieve that by being united pa rin, sa totoo lang.
And to uplift them.
Yes.
Diba? Kasi if you are united, you can uplift lahat. When it comes to education and technicalities ng ating industry. Yan. And of course, in the sides of the suppliers, para sila makakuha din talaga ng the right products. Yung mga license natin na products, that they invest. Actually, suppliers invest really on that. But also, in the regulations, as part of the LTO,
yes.
You should use the proper mga registered na pesticides. And
Yeah.
how the consumer can know yung about that kung registered yung products. They can ask for the certificate of product registrations from from the pest control providers, yung mga supplier nila na pest control.
The documents needed.
Yes, and for the safety data sheets to check kung ba siya, kung safe ba siyang gamitin or safe ba ma-expose.
That's why I appreciate it. Yung ginagawa nyo sa Heva Team na meron kayong mga live.
Yes, we have live.
Kasi, okay, yung mga for, di ba, kumbaga, pag may binili kang products, meron kang makukuha ganitong benefits.
It's our responsibility to do that as stewardship. Pero, kasi not all kasi have the access talaga. So, that's why we put on a platform in a social media that kahit yung mga small pest control can access. Because sometimes talaga, kung sino lang yung mga top na nasa services, sila yung napupuntahan for the technical.
Ito for certain amount, di ba? Certain volume, hindi naman kailangan box, truck.
Yes.
Pero kasi, kaya for me, pag umattend ako dun sa mga activities nyo, may matututunan pa rin ako.
Yes.
Or kung hindi man ako, yung mga tao ko, na hindi naman lahat kaya ko rin ituro.
Yes.
Di ba?
And you're so busy na din kasi.
Then, making them attend your seminars, your webinars, it helps and uplifts them and improves them. Di ba? So, I like that part.
So, maraming salamat sa iyong time. Alam mo, super busy ka.
Blinak yung araw na ito para sa'yo.
Singit pa talaga. Actually, yung sa pilitan na to. Kasi lang tinawagan sa pilitan to. We have to put up another platform where kasi pag live, hindi lahat, diba, nakakapanood. So, at that time, or kahit yung replay kasi will only last for 30 days. But at least if we have a topic na ganito, they can watch anytime.
Okay, yes. So hopefully,
maganda, tuloy-tuloy tayo.
Yes.
Para ma-uplift natin at maging united.
I think kasi, align tayo dun sa part na we want
one vision.
We want our colleagues, we want our customers, we want our industry to grow, and very big part of it talaga is matuto.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you very much.
Thank you.
May bibigay ako sa'yo.
Ay, talaga.
Para pag nag-ghost ka, meron katingin para.
Diba? Diba? Thank you so much.
Ano yan? RDX cap.
RDX. Radex. This is blue, this is Davao. Kasi Manila mo yung red.
Red, yes. Meron yung red.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kata tayo. Yes!
Okay.
Ilan tayo?